Let's dip a better.
Hey there guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Muthabi Tobela, and as you can tell by the title of the video that I'm going to be giving you a beginner's guide on buying your first car. Now this is not specifically aimed only at those who want to buy their first car. However, if you've probably made some obstacles or you've made a mistake in buying your first car and you want to rectify that, this may be the video for you. Please take this advice with a pinch of salt. I will not be held liable for any decision that you may take, as I am not an experienced car salesman or an authorized dealer of some sort. I'm just giving you advice from my personal experience, and without further ado, let's get into the video. So I'm gonna try to make this video very easy. When I say beginner friendly, I mean beginner friendly. So I'll break it down in two segments. Before we get to new car, used car, the pros and cons of that, I just want to get into the crux of the matter before you actually go and make that decision if you want a new car or a used car. So I'll break it down in two segments. In order for you to be able to purchase a perfect car for you, in my opinion, need to go through two phases, which is research and budget. So part of your research will include things like, going through different websites, which I will link on the screen and even in the description below. However, these websites are just an indication of the car that you want to buy. How old is the car specs. It even gives you a sort of a calculator to help you to see what monthly installment you will be paying and for the period of time. So this calculator is not like the actual amount that you'll pay, it's just a guesstimate, just to help you in terms of your budgeting, right? And also if it's a new car or a used car. So that's part of the research. Then the segment number two is budgeting. Now with budgeting, there's a lot. You could break it down. Part of your budgeting includes how much the car is going to cost on a monthly basis. How long are you going to be paying the car for? So the loan term. It also includes the costs per service or maintenance towards the car, the insurance, the petrol. So a lot of people kind of do a mistake where, I'll make an example, and I think I also made this mistake, where you earn, hypothetically speaking, 10,000 Rand, and the bank tells you that you qualify for a car that's 6,000 Rand. Then when you want to go take a car that literally is going to cost you 6,000 Rand as an installment, you can't do that. So how I would advise that you should do it, if you qualify for a car that's worth 6,000 Rand, try to take a car that's going to include the petrol, the maintenance of the car, the installment of the car under 6,000 Rand, right? So this is a case of what you want versus what you can afford, because in many instances people go for things that they can't afford, and later on they need to return the car, or the car gets repossessed, or basically, so that's a situation that we want to avoid. You always need to pick a car that you are able to maintain on a monthly basis for the duration that you are taking it for. So things to consider as part of your budget is, number one, how many years are you going to pay this car for? Number two, the petrol. Number three, the maintenance. Number four, is there a balloon payment? Guys, I would advise for a first-time buyer, do not buy a car that has a balloon payment. I don't know how much I can stress this. Do not buy a car that has a balloon payment, because what is a balloon payment? To those that don't know, they'll tell you, okay, you get a BMW whatever X3 ka 4,500 Rand a month, and there's no deposit, there's no hidden fees whatever. But in the T's and C's, they say you need to pay 40% of the car value after a certain number of years. So if the BMW X3 costs 700,000 or 600,000, you need to pay 40% of that after the years that they say you must pay. Where are you going to get that kind of money from? Even if you say you're going to save that kind of money, you cannot risk, because they are going to repossess that car. They're going to take that car back, and you will still continue to be paying the shortfall of that car. So do not take a car that has a balloon payment. You can even take out a deposit at 10,000 Rand just to avoid the balloon payment. But obviously you can't go to a BM or a Mercedes and say you're going to pay a deposit at 10,000 Rand, to forfeit the balloon. It doesn't work that way. So I would highly suggest you should chat to the service provider, which is the bank that you are going to go with, and ask them what is the option that I can take that avoids me to pay a balloon payment. For the budget, you also need to consider things like the insurance. Insurance premiums are very high, and they're very high on certain cars that are like high risk. Hypothetically speaking, if you are in a market for buying a VW Polo, you will most likely pay a higher premium rate than somebody who is going to buy a Toyota Yaris or a Kia Picanto. That is in terms of insurance premium. So you need to look at the fact that what car are you buying, how old are you, if it's your first car, if you've never been in an accident before, even your gender can play a huge role in terms of the premiums that you are getting, the age that you are at. So the younger you are, the more premiums you may pay, because they take you as an unexperienced driver. Even where you live, if you live in a secured place in the suburbs, you are most likely to pay a lower insurance premium because you've got extra security. So that's on insurance. That's a different video. However, these are some of the things that you need to take in consideration when shopping for a car. So the next thing that I would suggest when you're done with your research and your budgeting phase, book a test drive and go and view at least 3 to 5 cars. Now, the reason why is sometimes what you see on the website is not really what it is. I remember the first time when I drove my car, I immediately knew, like, this is the car that I want. Like, this is my car, I went into there, and the sales guy is obviously there to take you around. I didn't really know how to drive. I wouldn't advise if you're not a good driver, take that risk. But I was risky. Like, I was like, what, I wanna go pay. Like, I've got a learners, So I had my learners, and the guy was there to assist, and we went for a test drive, and I felt the car, I felt its performance, and I was like, this is the car. I even opened up the bonnet, and I was like, it's still fresh, everything. Like, I was like, okay, this is my car. So I would say go and view the car, go and test drive different cars, so you can be comfortable to say, okay, this is the car that I want. This makes sense for me. If you've got a family, this makes sense for my family. So one thing I would say and advise is, please take somebody who is experienced with cars. Whether it's your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, take somebody who is very experienced in knowing if a car is good. So what had happened with me is, because I wanted to surprise my family and say, you know what, I just graduated, I'm buying myself a graduation gift, it's my first car, I'm excited. I did, a big mistake, but I was able to sort it out. So what had happened is, I test drove this car. It sounded good to me. It sounded like it was like almost a brand new car, right? Bought the car, everything was good and all, until after 3 weeks I realized that, okay, so let me start here. Rewind. I bought my car from a reputable dealership, right, which I'm not going to mention. However, there were certain things that had happened during the car, buying process that could have been avoided, but then again. So first thing is first, I didn't get a service book. Secondly, when you open up your boot, there's this, I'll just say like a cover for your boot so no one can see what's happening inside your boot. And then it also didn't have a spare key. And luckily I wrote these things down on email, and I was like, guys, when am I getting my service book? When am I getting my boot cover? When am I getting my spare key? How they give me the runaround, and I was like, hey, but okay. Then something happened where I think it was after like 2 months or 3 months, my radiator started like burning up. I'm on the side of the road, I'm trying to figure out what's going on, so I called the dealership and I tell them, guys, like, this car is giving me problems, and I also wrote them an email. They started giving me a runaround, and I was like, you know what, and this is advice again, if the car dealership sold you a bamboozled car, they bamboozled you, all right? They sold you a damaged car or a car that had a lot of faults, you can take them to the ombudsman, all right? So I took them to the ombudsman and I wrote them an email. I was like, this is the encounters that I have experienced. And then they came back and they were like, listen, please bring the car in, we'll sort it out. If we could get you a new car, we will, right? So then they obviously took it to the place where they do the service. They sorted out my car, they gave me my service book, but it was like, now a brand new service book. It doesn't have the history, right? So they gave me a new service book. They had to cut a key for me. They had to cut a car boot for me. Like, it was just a mess, okay? But I was just happy at the end of the day, I had my car sorted out. And until this day, the car hasn't given me problems. But, it's one of those things where I wish I had somebody to assist me in, giving me information like, no man, Motsabi, this car doesn't sound right. Or when I open up the bonnet, it doesn't look good. There's fishy things in there, So I would advise for you to go with somebody who really knows cars. Advise you to go to a reputable, car dealership, because if you're gonna go to these dodgy car dealerships, Peter and Sons, car shops, the ombudsman can't really, help you because you're not even sure if those people are registered, So if you go to a Hyundai, a VW, a Imperial Select, a Kia, go to a reputable car dealership. And if anything is wrong, go to the ombudsman, right? Take it to the highest level and you will get help. And then also work around the car and take notes about the things that you like and dislike, so you are able to make the decision with a clear base to say, okay, these are the things that I'm not so happy about. Maybe the car doesn't have I don't know, air conditioning, or it doesn't have, a built-in camera or something like that. I don't know. But take notes so you are able to reflect back when you make your decision. You understand exactly what you're getting yourself into. And please, guys, do not sign any credit application, because this will ruin your credit score. Now, of course, if you're going to buy a car, I'm assuming that you know what a credit score is. But as soon as you sign any credit application document, it raises a red flag, because you're going to go to different car dealerships, right? When you're signing these credit application forms. So what they do is they try to check if you can afford the car. So then it raises a flag to say, when you are desperate, like you trying to get a car from different dealerships and no one is willing to accept you. So that could ruin your chances of actually getting a car. So guys, please do not sign any credit application form. Go on Clear Score and check your credit score. You are able to see if you qualify for a car or not. They are able to give you certain, not deals, but certain options for like credit card, for house loan, for car loan through the credit score app, right? So please just do not sign any credit form. So once all this is done, you've researched, you've budgeted, you went to go view your car and test drive the car, and now you are ready to buy your car. I would say, guys, make sure you are able to negotiate with different banks, because the car dealership will come and say, you know what, West Bank is willing to finance your vehicle, right? But you have things called like an interest rate that is specific to you. You can take what West Bank is offering to you and go to Standard Bank and go to, you know, Investec, wherever, and negotiate for them to give you a good rate on your car. So don't just take what the dealership is giving you or what West Bank is just giving you. West Bank is for an example, of course. Go and negotiate for, you know, better interest rates and monthly installments towards your car, right? And remember, please get your own insurance codes. It's very easy. Go on Hippo, although they will call you like mad, but go to Hippo and they will literally give you the best insurance codes, because what happens is sometimes the service provider, which is the car dealership, is not always transparent. They sort of work with different insurance brokers, and then you need to pay a broker fee. So before you pay the actual insurance, you're paying a broker fee. So you can avoid that. You can go and actually get your own insurance codes, either on Hippo, on you know, actual websites. You can try. I mean, there's many insurances out there. You know, Naked Insurance, you know, My Way, wherever. But try different insurances. But don't use the insurance broker. Thank you for joining me in today's video. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a huge thumbs up. Leave a comment in the comment section and let me know what sort of information you want me to clarify. Let me know if you want a part 2 of this, because I do these videos to help you guys out. And yeah, man, good luck on those who are buying their first cars. Don't make the mistakes that I made. I'm here to help you, of course. And yeah, guys, I'll see you in my next upload. Ciao.